Hello, everybody. Good morning. I'm Dr. Mukesh Pareek, and I'm present with my lecture. Kindly show your presence. As I have already mentioned, I will be talking about sources of the dramas in the plays of Shakespeare. I will also be talking about cross-dressing in the plays of Shakespeare, and I'll also try to give you so many different informations regarding that. Uh, let us start with that Shakespeare. As you all know that he has written comedies, tragedies, history plays, tragicomedies, problem plays, romances. And we also, one more thing we also know, that Shakespeare did not have a very sound university education. That we talked in the earlier lectures, that Shakespeare could have attended only I think he could have attended further education, but I think he that we know from the sources now, that he attended only the grammar school. And I already have delivered a lecture on the level and the kind of teaching present in the grammar schools by that time. But that we cannot say that he was uneducated in the sense, because the reading public in England during the mid of the Elizabethan age, or say when Shakespeare must have come to England, and he must have come across so many different writers. He must have bought books, he must have read them. Otherwise, we cannot imagine that he could have written that much in depth. तो आज के लेक्चर में आई विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट द सोर्सेज. जैसे कि नेट के एग्जाम में वी कम अक्रॉस समटाइम्स दीज काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आल्सो, दैट व्हाट कुड हैव बीन द सोर्सेज ऑफ the plays and the kind of different stories. Sometimes you are surprised that almost in a single play, that there are two plots, sometimes three plots are there. So the writer has taken help from different books. He took the help of Holinshed's Chronicles of England, Scotland and Ireland. That is the most important book. If any teacher talks about the sources of Shakespearean drama, then these books come. Then let me talk about आप में से कितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर अवेयर अबाउट शेक्सपियरियन बेकोनियन कंट्रोवर्सी? बताइए, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर अवेयर अबाउट शेक्सपियरियन? आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू डिस्कस, बिकॉज if I answer these kind of question, Mr. Rohan, then I will be digressed. Okay, we do have records that Shakespeare existed. We do have records, and recently, in an IIT of India itself, there we have retrieved manuscript of all the dramas of Shakespeare, particularly I think his sonnets. So there is no doubt that Shakespeare existed. We have his epitaph. We have a lot much information about his life also these days. So, but the question is that how many of you are aware about Shakespearean and Baconian controversy, Shakespeare Baconian controversy? If you know about that, kindly give me a hint, so that accordingly I stretch my lecture. You're not aware? Because Francis Bacon is said to be his contemporary. Not exactly a contemporary, but it is said that on the research, certain critics say that the dramas which we now assign to the authorship, we assign to Shakespeare, were actually written by Bacon. So this is something very important. And if you Google, because most of the students keep googling on times, when I'm teaching, even on live, they Google and then they search the things. That's very good thing. And so write it down in your copy, because they can ask you this question. This question has constant been a presence in all the lectures wherever teachers are teaching Shakespeare, that Shakespearean Baconian controversy. We call it Shakespearean Baconian controversy. So you should write it down. So this is first information as per net exam is concerned, that yes, we do have certain controversies regarding the language, the kind of knowledge he has shown, Shakespeare has shown in his dramas, and the lack of information of his university education. So certain people question mark that whatever he has written must have been written by somebody else. Next important thing from examination point of view, that there is a writer, write it down, his name is Nicholas Rowe, Nicholas, Nicholas Rowe, Rowe. Nicholas Rowe, you must be aware about, he was an 18th century, 17th and 18th century writer, and he is considered to be, writing about Shakespeare. And yes, Madhusudan ji, but I am saying that I think I am audible enough. I am saying, हिंदी में बताता हूँ आप लोगों को कि ऐसा कहा जाता है कि शेक्सपियर के ड्रामाज को शेक्सपियर ने ना लिख करके, हो सकता है बेकन जैसे क्वालिफाइड यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेटेड ऑथर ने लिखा हो। ऐसा उसकी लैंग्वेज पे रिसर्च करके कुछ लोगों ने कहा है। उसका एक नाम है, उसको कहते हैं बेकोनियन, शेक्सपियरियन बेकोनियन कंट्रोवर्सी। तो आपको केवल बिकॉज आई कैन नॉट स्ट्रेच दिस लेक्चर ऑन अ पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक, so because I feel that suppose I speak for 15 minutes, I should give you at least 10 questions from examination point of view. That is the special feature of these kind of lectures. Those I'm not delivering a lecture in a university, but I keep intact the flavor of a university also, and keeping in mind the needs of the students who are watching me and those who have taken time to attend my lectures. I hope this is clear. Now should we move ahead? Okay. So Nicholas Rowe, write down second name. From examination point of view, this writer has also been very, very important. जैसा कि हमने देखा है, we have seen that almost maximum number of writers keep praising. But have you ever paid attention that how many of critics are there, even just after Shakespeare also, and later on also, who have criticized Shakespeare? क्या है आपके पास कोई ऐसा record or any question you have prepared? Let me give you some information regarding that. That ऐसा कहा जाता है कि Ben Jonson ने in the very beginning, first name, one who criticized Shakespeare was Green, Robert Greene. Write it down. The first one was Robert Greene. He criticized Shakespeare. He called him like he's a crow in our feathers, trying to write like university wits. Okay, that is the first name. Second name, Ben Jonson. In the starting part of his career, because that Ben Jonson's comedies are more learned comedies. Though he himself did not attend university, but somewhere we call his comedies, the comedy of humors, as something of essence where classicism is present. Okay, so in the starting part of his career, Ben Jonson criticized Shakespeare, but later on, Ben Jonson praised him and he called him Swan of Avon. Avon. अच्छा, कितने students इस class में इस वक्त, those who are watching me, those are aware about Avon. Stratford upon Avon. नाम सुना होगा आप लोगों ने? What is Avon? जिसको पता है वो टाइप करके बताइए मुझे. What is Avon? Stratford upon Avon, the name of the village of Shakespeare. What is the meaning of Avon? Hello? What is the meaning of Avon? Pravesh Dasji, you should go and read about Ben Jonson's life. You will come to know what I spoke. Hello? And yes, Graham Greene, Graham Greene was the 20th century writer. Robert Greene called him upstart crow. Vivek Shukla has answered. That's great. So answer my question, that what is Avon? Avon is a place. Avon is the river. You should be aware about that. Avon is the river. So Stratford is the name of the village. Stratford upon Avon. That is the exact meaning. So you should be aware about. They can ask you this kind of very slight question. Yes, Mr. Arijit has answered me that Avon is a river. Okay, and then I give you a task like because Scandinavian effect is there on English language. There is Latin influence on English language. There is Norman effect on Indian language. English language. So from where the word Stratford come? Because there are certain names of the cities and villages in England, where there are certain terms are added at the end of the names. जैसे Shire, Hertfordshire, Oxfordshire. So from where the word Shire has come, ये question net में आया हुआ है. They have asked this question in net. And Ford का क्या मतलब होता है, and from which language the word Ford has come. This is a question from my side to you all. Okay. अब आप बात करते हैं. बैंक का कोई नाम नहीं होता है, but bank means place. Stratford is the place upon the river. Okay. Now let me come back to the question I asked you, because I am day by day making myself more factual so that students can be aware and can answer most number of questions in the exam. Nicholas Rowe, आपने नाम लिख लिया होगा. Nicholas Rowe is a very famous name. He is famous for domestic tragedies, and he said that Shakespeare wanted art. नहीं, Mr. Madhusudan, Avon is not town, Avon is river. Avon, Stratford upon Avon, Avon is a river. ओके, दुरुस्त कीजिए अपने ज्ञान को, अपनी नॉलेज को बढ़ाते रहिए. थोड़ा पढ़ना पड़ेगा हम लोगों को, ठीक है. मैं बीच में एक लेक्चर दूंगा आज आपको कि नेट के स्टूडेंट्स का क्या एक एटीट्यूड होना चाहिए फ्यूचर प्रोफेसर्स का. ओके, अभी आते हैं. आप लिख लीजिए पहले प्लीज, निकोलस रोवे का नाम लिख लीजिए. एंड उसने क्या कहा था? शेक्सपियर वांटेड आर्ट. सो इट्स नॉट लाइक लेटर ऑन टॉल्स्टॉय क्रिटिसाइज्ड. आपको मालूम है टॉल्स्टॉय, लियो टॉल्स्टॉय का नाम सुना होगा. टॉल्स्टॉय जिसके ऊपर जॉर्ज ऑरवेल ने एक ऐसे भी लिखा है. टॉल्स्टॉय जैसे बड़े राइटर ने कहा है कि व्हेन आई रेड किंग लियर फर्स्ट टाइम आई स्लेप्ट. So because of the public opinion, I could not believe myself that I could not develop an interest. So I read it twice, and then next time also I slept. तो इससे पता चलता है कि then he criticized Shakespeare that Shakespeare is not a great writer. Who? Leo Tolstoy. In the same manner, Nicholas Rowe, who is famous as a 17th century writer, he excuse me, there is a trouble. Sorry, there was a phone. So Nicholas Rowe, he said that Shakespeare wanted art. I just move ahead with the informations and all, and then I'll be talking about. I have already given you a clue about Shakespeare-Baconian controversy, and now let me talk about certain songs. And before that, before I move ahead in this lecture of 30 minutes or say 35-40 minutes, let us talk about that how many cross dresses occur during Shakespearean times, particularly in the plays of Shakespeare. जैसे कि हमने कल कहा, as I told you in the earlier lectures, कि शेक्सपियर के ज़माने में it was all a patriarchal setup. It is a common fact that women used to go to theatre. औरतें थिएटर में जाया करती थी, but women did not present themselves as actors. तो एक तो one thing we should be aware about that women started acting in the time of Charles II during the Restoration period. Okay, वो हमें पता होना चाहिए. Then they ask us questions like who was the famous heroine in the Restoration period. And these heroines were actually the concubines of Charles II also. But right now, I want to restrict myself to one thing. I would like to restrict myself to one thing, and that is, just a minute. I think it will be a trouble for me today. Somebody's calling again and again. Okay. If I stop the lecture in between, please don't mind today. So let me directly come to the point that, I'll be talking about two things in this lecture today. I'll be talking about the cross-dressings present in Shakespearean drama. And I'll be talking about around some songs, on which, they have already asked us questions. So first of all, let us talk about the cross-dressings. पहली बात तो ये बता दूं कि क्रॉस ड्रेसिंग्स were important in those days because as you all know that women were not allowed on stage. Okay, so the question can appear that why cross dressing was important and necessary. So first thing is that cross dressing was important, necessary, not say cross dressing is necessary because girls were not allowed, so the boys had to given the roles and in such a manner so that they can they can perform with their sweet voice. The boys of the age of 12, 13 and 14. That is one thing. Second thing which is important, and that is that don't you think that whenever we read any Shakespearean play, we come across one thing, that whatever role is assigned, apart from certain plays, for example, As You Like It, we have a lot much role of Rosalind, when I think most of the play she is performing as a boy. So the reason is that boys, when they were selected as as a woman, for the character, so they used to say that we don't feel comfortable in the guise of a woman, so try to make our part as short as possible. तो जब वो ऐसा कह दिया करते थे, तो शेक्सपियर, as you know that he was a genius, he used to curtail the part, वो उनके part को कम कर दिया करता था, and that's why we have that, with cross-dressing women, I mean boys with cross-dressing of women, they come, and then the whole story and the plot moves in such a direction that most of the time these women, they come back to the guise of males, and then they feel comfortable. So I think and then he has to do certain changes in the story also, because women, when they come in the guise of male, they feel more free, they are more secure, because as Rosalind says in As You Like It, that if they they cross-dress as males, they will save their honor. Because एक बात आपको पता होनी चाहिए, one thing should be clear to you, that police force was not there during Elizabethan times. मतलब एलिजाबेथन और शेक्सपियर टाइम में पुलिस फोर्स वाज नॉट देयर, तो जो द वुमेन फोक, दे हैड टू सेव देमसेल्व्स. रात को स्ट्रीट्स के ऊपर मोस्ट प्रोबेबली आपने कभी पढ़ा हो डिटेल में, तो इट वाज ऑल एनार्की ऑन द रोड्स, ऑन द हाईवेज, एंड ऑल द ठग्स वर देयर, लूटर्स वर देयर, डिकॉइट्स वर देयर, रेपिस्ट्स वर वेरी मच देयर. तो रोजलिंड जो है, रोजलिंड्स कैरेक्टर, इसमें क्वेश्चन आता है दैट शी ड्रेसेस एज अ मेल एंड हर नेम इज गैनीमीड. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर अवेयर अबाउट द वर्ड गैनीमीड? GANYMED. गैनीमीड जो है वो गॉडेस विनस का एक हर्मोफ्रोडाइट. हर्मोफ्रोडाइट का मतलब होता है यूनक. यूनक मतलब नीदर मेल नॉर फीमेल. सो एंड इन बिटवीन सर्वेंट ऑफ विनस, गॉडेस विनस, उसका नाम था गैनीमीड. सो द नेम शेक्सपियर सजेस्ट्स, or say he keeps the names for the cross-dressed character in the play are also sometimes they are very, very significant. Okay, so this is first information. Another information, that Merchant of Venice you must have read. Portia, she takes the guise of a male in that play also. So write down, this is the second play where she becomes a male. And I don't remember his name right now, but it was I don't remember. It will come to my mind. If it comes to your mind, you can tell me that when Portia becomes a male, what name she keeps for herself. Then in 12th Night, Viola, you must be aware about this drama. This is a romantic comedy again, and Viola becomes Cesario. Now Cesario, as you all know that someone, the root of the word Cesario means to cut. So somewhere the idea of circumcision एक word होता है इंग्लिश में, जिसका मतलब होता है that you cut the sexual part of a male. So there also the idea of eunuch comes in between, and directly there comes the reference of the eunuch also in the 12th Night. So I have talked about As You Like It. I have talked about 12th Night. Viola becomes Cesario. Rosalind becomes this Ganymede, and lawyer, but Swati, I'm asking his name actually. I just it slipped from my mind. Now important information from my side, that are you aware that who is the first heroine of Shakespeare? They can ask you this question. Who is the first heroine of Shakespeare who cross dresses and becomes a male? So write it down, that it is from the Gentlemen of Verona, Two Gentlemen of Verona. That is the play in which the heroine Julia, she becomes Sebastian. Write it down. First heroine who cross dresses in Shakespearean play is Julia, and she becomes Sebastian, and the name of the drama is Two Gentlemen of Verona. Another important character who cross dresses, They have asked this question 4 or 5 times in exam regarding this cross dressing and all. There comes a character in Cymbeline. Yesterday also I talked about Cymbeline. हमने कल भी Cymbeline के बारे में बात की थी. Cymbeline is a very famous character, and it is said that the most virtuous heroine of Shakespeare is Imogen. ये भी एक क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है नेट के अंदर कि सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट हीरोइन का नाम जो बहुत ही वर्चुअस है, उसका नाम है इमोजन, एंड शी बिकम्स मेल, और उसका जो नाम है वो है फिडेल, FIDELE. Now Fidel word has come from fiddle. Fiddle is a musical stringed instrument, so like anybody can play. So the names are very, very important. Now I'm giving you another information which is very, very strange also for some of you, that when I always say कि ज़्यादातर MCQs पे rely नहीं करना चाहिए, क्योंकि MCQs पढ़ने से हमारे एग्जाम की तैयारी properly नहीं होती है. So now I ask a question to all of you that we talked about that boys are turning, as you all know, that on stage there were no women allowed. Okay, that is one thing. So in the play, women used to come in the guise of male, और वो होते तो लड़के ही थे स्टेज के ऊपर. They were very much boys itself. तो क्वेश्चन इज कि क्या कभी इज देयर एनी प्ले ऑफ शेक्सपियर वेयर अ मैन बिकम्स अ वुमन ऑन द स्टेज? आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड माई क्वेश्चन. अभी तक हम क्या बात कर रहे थे, दैट द कैरेक्टर्स आर ऑलरेडी बॉय, द एक्टर्स आर ऑलरेडी बॉयज, but they come in the dress of women on stage, but because of their uncomfortable situations, the writer assigned them certain roles that on the stage, in the plot, in the story, there comes something they comes in the guise of males. Okay, that is the thing. But my question is that, do you remember any play where a male becomes a female in the story? So I think they can ask you this question, and the answer is very famous. Yesterday, I think in our lecture, I talked about Falstaff. Falstaff, he was very, very, Balthazar. Swati Pareek has answered that in Merchant of Venice, Portia becomes Balthazar. So these are the names you should be aware about. They can ask you a question, by simply the jumbling kind of question where you have to tick mark the correct pair. So Portia becomes Balthazar, Julia becomes Fidel, Portia becomes Balthazar. So these are the names. I don't want to go back now. So come back and write down. As you all are aware, today I give you an assignment that you should read, because yesterday I told you that Falstaff पे कई questions आए हैं. They have asked us questions on Falstaff. And he was the most important comedian. I mean, the role of comedian was assigned to him, and he participated in 3 plays. So there had already been a question that Falstaff last play में कब आया, which was the last play in which Falstaff acted, and that was Merry Wives of Windsor. And another important thing, that Merry Wives of Windsor is the only play other than the history plays where Shakespeare has shown the plot happening in England, in London particularly. Because Merry Wives of Windsor. Windsor is famous for the castle. Windsor Castle, you must have heard this name, during your reading. So this is all about the cross dressing and all. And the last information was regarding. अच्छा, इसको और क्या बोलते हैं अपन cross dressing को? Actually, एक आपको I'm giving you a term that is called drag queen. Write it down. Drag queen. Drag queen is a particular character. I can't answer Arijit right now about the Dark Lady, because it is an intrusion. I'll be talking about sonnets of Shakespeare tomorrow. So when I'll be talking about sonnets of Shakespeare tomorrow, I will be talking about the Dark Lady, who was the part and parcel. And as in the very beginning of this lecture, because it is not like a offline class that you all are aware, you all are present, and then I come in the class and everybody attends the single word I say. In the very beginning of this lecture, I said that my purpose of coming on this platform is to make you aware, and it cannot be a classroom lecture like a university. So I'll be more precise and more factual. Okay, but I'll be talking. I'll pay attention to Mr. Mondal, Arijit Mondal's request, and I'll be talking about the Dark Lady and his homosexuality, and the different novels, which took titles from Shakespeare and all. Because Shakespeare, I have touched upon a very great writer, so I cannot finish in 3 or 4 lectures. Okay, but I promise that you will be benefited out of different questions which appear in exam. Now I'll come back. So I was talking about this Falstaff, that he becomes a woman, and that can be a question. Drake नहीं लिखा है, मैंने बोला drag, D-R-A-G, drag queen. Write it down. Drag queen. Drag queen are the people who really want to. These are boys actually. They are not transsexual people. Drag queens. You just Google today. You will come to know that we should be aware about the concept of drag queen. So drag queen is already a famous word today. And एक और term देता हूँ आपको. इसको बोलते हैं gender fluid. Gender, G-E-N-D-E-R-F-L-U-I-D. Gender fluid. If you people bless me within coming few days, I will have a smart board in this class, and I'll be teaching by showing you the writings and all, because as you all know that lockdown has to be increased, though officially it is no more now, but you all know that we have to be inside to save ourselves, because number of cases, COVID cases are increasing. And I suggest you, I'm sorry I'm digressing, I mostly don't digress during my class, but I would like to say that there is no hope of starting offline classes in the coming 3 months or 4 months in the coming time. So I'll be more and more becoming technology savvy, and because maximum number of students are taking admission day by day in my institute online, and so I would like to give them benefit. So in the coming classes you may find that I'm showing you the lines also and all. Okay, so come back now. Let me take my lecture to another direction, and that is that the kind of songs we see in the dramas of Shakespeare. एक क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ आप लोगों से. Are you aware? Hello, are you attending? Don't go. Share the video, please. I have learned the trades of this line now, that keep asking the students to share. Okay, my question is, suppose I use a phrase. Can you identify that? What is it do with? Oh nonny nonny. Oh nonny nonny. N-O-N-N-Y. N-O-N-N-Y. Hello. Are you aware about this phrase? Oh nonny nonny. No? Okay. So let me start with this phrase itself, because they can ask you this question. Almost in every net, they ask you a question regarding any line, which is actually the famous line from the songs of Shakespeare. So pehle to let me divert your attention toward one thing. Not exactly divert, like say converge your attention towards Shakespeare. That Shakespeare was famous because as you all know that he was writing in the Elizabeth Stuart and Tudor stages. So Stuart or Tudor stages के अंदर Shakespeare continued the concept of songs. Okay. जैसे कि हमें मालूम होना चाहिए, we should be aware about that songs had a very close connection with Shakespearean dramas. And no, Swati Pareek, not nonsense expression, nonny nonny. you must have googled it. This is the musical notation, musical term used by Shakespeare in almost every second song which he wrote. जब हम लोग शेक्सपियर पे लेक्चर अटेंड करते हैं, तो इन यूनिवर्सिटी ऑल्सो वी रेस्ट्रिक्ट आवरसेल्व्स विद अ पर्टिकुलर ड्रामा और अ पर्टिकुलर सोनेट. एंड जब हम लोग इंस्टीट्यूट्स में जाते हैं, तो अनफॉर्चुनेटली हिंदुस्तान में इस वक्त नेट और JRF के इंस्टीट्यूट्स जितने भी लोग चला रहे हैं, वो लोग कमर्शियल बहुत ज़्यादा हैं, और आई डोंट कंसिडर देम वेरी ऑनेस्ट विद देयर प्रोफेशन. सो तो वो जो पर्पज़ है वो पूरा नहीं होता. दैट दे आर अनेबल टू सॉल्व द पर्पज़, because to train a student to make his exam clear, or say have that certificate in hand is important, but I think to drag him towards the interest of English is also equally important. So let me talk about certain songs today with this note that songs were an integral part, music was an integral part. ये वो लोग आपको ये भी क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं. देखो, मैं आपको शेक्सपियर के प्लेस पे कैसे कैसे क्वेश्चन आते हैं उसके बारे में जानकारी देता हूँ. जैसे एक बार क्वेश्चन आया कि कौन सा प्ले है जिसमें स्टेज डायरेक्शन सबसे ज्यादा है. हेलो, स्टेज डायरेक्शंस कौन से प्ले में सबसे ज्यादा. यू कैन राइट दिस क्वेश्चन दैट इन विच ऑफ शेक्सपियरियन प्ले a lot much stage direction is used. First question. Second thing, if we read original play only, then we come to know that stage directions are there. ये question नेट में आया हुआ है. अब ये question देख करके common student throughout India, he gets baffled. He feels like, because he is relying on the summaries only. He never touches upon the original play. तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि stage directions were too much given by Shakespeare in almost every play. One thing. Second thing, what kind of birds are referred to in almost all the plays of Shakespeare? Birds. Third question, that जो मैंने अभी cross dressing का कहा है. Another important thing is कि कौन सी Shakespearean plays, in what Shakespearean play or which Shakespearean plays we come across trumpets. Or next question, कि how many plays start with a sonnet? This is an important question for you. How many plays start with a sonnet? Another important question, कि in how many plays Shakespeare acted? This is also an important question. इसका तो आंसर मैं आपको दे देता हूँ कि मेरी वाइफ्स, देखिए अभी इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर मैं लास्ट में दूंगा, ठीक है. चलिए अभी बात करते हैं that the first song, write it down, the first song from the Love's Labour's Lost. I will end my lecture with this particular section today. Love's Labour's Lost is the play of Shakespeare, and in this play his world famous song comes, and the title of the song is When Daisies Pied and Violets Blew. When daisies are flowers, pied means multicolored. When daisies pied and violets blew. Violets are flowers. Okay, now I'll sing for you so that you can remember, you can feel, should I sing? I'll be singing two lines, 3 lines of every song. If you allow me only, then I'll sing. Okay, so the first song is from Love's Labour's Lost, and the title is, or the title of the song is When Daisies Pied and Violets Blew. When daisies pied and violets blew, and ladies' smocks all silver white, and cuckoo birds of yellow hue do paint the meadows with delight. This is the first stanza, and this is very famous. If you go to internet, you find this song. There are different versions available, and it is taught in the universities. Whenever the professors become live, whenever the song comes. The second song is from Midsummer's Night Dream. Midsummer's Night Dream is another. That play is world famous. There are so many different songs, and if they are sung, if you watch BBC movies, where these songs are really sung, you will be happy that I informed you about that. Okay, so the ousel cock so black of hue. This is the title of the song. A Midsummer's Night Dream. Second important play in which songs are very famous. The ousel, O-U-S-E-L. Because before vowel we pronounce the. So the ousel cock, O-U-S-E-L, ousel cock, C-O-C-K. So black of hue. Hue means color. So I sing, the first 4 or 5 lines of this song. The ousel cock, the black of hue, with orange tawny bill. Orange tawny bill. Bill means the जो चोंच होती है. The throstles with his notes so true, the wren with little quill. Wren is again a very small bird. The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain song cuckoo sing. The ousel cock so black of hue. So this is again, the second song which is important. You may laugh at my singing talent later on. But I would try to, make you more and more involved with me. Third song is from The Merchant of Venice. You all are aware about Merchant of Venice. There again come so many songs, in this play also. And the title of the song is, write down, Tell Me Where Is Fancy Bread. This is a very famous song. Tell me, you should write it down so that you can feel the class. Tell me where, W-H-E-R-E, where is fancy bread? This is a word famous song. Beak, yeah, beak. Sometimes I forget a particular word, Tell me where is fancy bread. This is the title of the song, very famous. They can exactly ask you. I'll keep talking about, how many times they have asked these kind of questions. Tell me where is fancy bread, or in the heart, or in the head. How begot, how nourished, reply, reply, tell me where is fancy bred? It is engendered in the eyes, where gazed fed, with gazing fed and fancied eyes, in the cradle where it lies. Let me all ring fancy's knell, tell me where is fancy bred. So this is I have learned it because I'm not singing of my own. I've seen different directors, when they direct these songs, he asks the musicians to sing in the same way. So this is again a very third important song. Let me come on the next song, which is from Much Ado About Nothing. Much Ado About Nothing is a very famous play in which, there comes the famous heroine, hero, and Don John, Claudio, and all these, it is considered the most intelligent heroine of Shakespeare, is from this play, which Much Ado About Nothing. Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. S-I-G-H. You know the meaning of sigh? S-I-G-H. Sigh no more. Sigh means to, regret, to lament. Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. Men's were deceivers ever. Had been a question in your exam. Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. 1 foot in sea and 1 on shore. To one thing constant never. Men were deceivers ever. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny, into hey nonny nonny. So this was the question, which I asked you, in Shakespeare, if you read it very properly in As You Like It also, you come across this hey nonny nonny, this phrase. So I would love to sing this song again. Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Much ado about nothing. This has been a question constantly in exam. Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever. Men's were deceivers ever mean to say, again, a very beautiful theme where, in this play, again, there is a feminism. The theme of feminism runs very, high, and the second line of the play says that men are deceivers ever. You should not believe on men. 1 foot in sea and 1 on shore, to one thing constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you blithe and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe. W-O-E, woe. Woe means unhappiness, sadness. Converting all your sounds of woe into hey nonny nonny. So this was again, from Much Ado About Nothing. Now come to the fifth important song from As You Like It. And that song is very famous. It has been, taken as a title by Thomas Hardy also, Under the Greenwood Tree. This play is a romantic comedy where, Rosalind becomes, the love guru, the love teacher. And we come across different kind of philosophies about the difference between city life, the urban life and the village life and all. So under the greenwood tree, I sing it for you. Under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me and turn his merry note unto the sweet bird's throat. Come hither, come hither, come hither, no enemy, but winter and rough weather, but winter and rough weather. This winter and rough weather, this is again a very famous song. As you all know that, Senior Duke sings this song. Another important song from the same play, Blow, Blow, Thou Winter Wind. Blow, blow, thou winter wind. Blow, blow, thou winter wind, thou art not so unkind. As man's ingratitude, thy tooth is not so keen, because thou art not seen. Although thy breath be rude, hey ho, sing, hey ho, sing unto the green holly. Holly, holly, Shakespearean language. Most friendship is feigning, most loving mere folly. This is very famous line. Most friendship is feigning, F-E-I-G-N-I-N-G. Feigning means pretending. Most friendship is feigning, most loving mere folly. Then hey ho the holly, this life is most jolly. So this was from As You Like It. Another song is also from As You Like It, which is again famous, has been asked in exam. That is, was a lover with his lass. It was a lover with his lass. L-A-S-S, lass means a girl. It was a lover and his lass. So let me sing it. It was a lover and his lass, with a hey and a ho and a hey, nonny no. This was again, that hey nonny no. That is a very famous phrase of Shakespeare. He has used this, to put music somewhere, I understand that when Swati and other answers that, this phrase has no meaning today. But as you all know that la 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 la, it doesn't have a meaning, but we put it in song for the sake of music and all. Okay, so it was a lover and his lass. I speak it again for you. I'm singing it for you. It was a lover and his lass, with a hey and a ho and a hey nonny no, that over the green cornfield did pass. And springtime, the only pretty time, when birds do sing, hey ding-a-ding dong, sweet lovers love the spring. So the sweet lovers love the spring. And before that line, the birds do sing, hey ding-a-ding, hey nonny nonny. So this way, we can understand that, how Shakespeare was live in his plays, and, the kind of atmosphere through imagery, through the word imagery he must have created. Another important song is from Twelfth Night. You must be aware about Twelfth Night. Again, a very great play by Shakespeare. It is taught throughout India. I think in foreign countries also. Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? This is sung by Fest. Yesterday I was talking about Fest, the clown in this play, and it is based on the Carpe Diem theory. How many of you are aware about Carpe Diem theory? C-A-R-P-E, Carpe Diem theory, or Carpe Diem means seize the day. Means Carpe Diem, don't praise my voice, I'm not a singer. Carpe Diem means seize the day. You have these kind of songs in almost every second comedy of, Shakespeare. Almost in every comedy you can find this. Okay, so, oh mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh stay and hear, your true love is coming. Oh mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh stay and hear, your true love is coming, that can sing both high and low, that can sing both high and low. Trip no further, pretty sweeting, journeys end in lovers meeting. A beautiful line. Journeys end in lovers meeting, every wise man's son doth know. It means I didn't know you can sing. Okay, I can sing. Pray God that we meet again in an offline class and I will sing a ghazal for you. Okay, so, oh mistress mine, where are you roaming? Again, you should be aware about that, George Eliot, in her famous Middlemarch, that novel, she has, chapterization, and certain times she has taken the titles from the songs of this Twelfth Night and sung by Fest. I give you a kind of homework today, that please go and search for the basic songs, and the drama Twelfth Night, which ends with the song. You should write the whole song, because that song is very famous. Again, I don't have time enough to give you that song today. Okay, next comes from Measure for Measure. Measure for Measure, M-E-A-S-U-R-E. Measure for Measure is a play by Shakespeare. Take Oh, take those lips away. Very famous song. Very, very famous. If you have you been taught in a foreign university or in Indian university also, where a teacher or a professor who takes a lot much interest in teaching, he must have sung in front of you. Don't take me a very strange kind of person. Take those lips away. A very beautiful song. Why when I say beautiful, just take it the word in the sense that I want to say that very philosophical, okay, because there are different kind of paradoxes are there, and it is attached to the the theme of the theme of dark comedy. We can't come. I'm so sorry, Mandvi Singh ji. Dark comedy and black comedies are different things. So romantic comedies are not dark comedies. Okay. Take those lips away. Take those lips away that so sweetly were forsworn, and those eyes, the break of day, lights that do mislead the morn, lights that do mislead the morn. The writer has used hyperbole, that your eyes are so shiny that they have misled the morning, the sun. But my kisses bring again seals of love. Kisses are seals of love, but sealed in vain, sealed in vain. Take those lips away. Next is from Cymbeline. Yesterday I talked about Cymbeline, that Virginia Woolf in his famous play, what is its name? Mrs. Dalloway. She has taken the lines from this song. Hark, hark the lark. No, that was another song. That is the coming one. Hark, hark the lark. Lark means a bird, and hark means to say pay attention. Hark, hark the lark at heaven's gate sings, and Phoebus gins rise. Phoebus means sun. His steeds to water at those springs, chaliced flowers that lies, and winkling merry buds begin to ope their golden eyes. Ope means open. With everything that pretty is, my lady sweet arise, arise, arise. So that way, hark, hark the little lark. So that way this song, is a kind of song where the lover is saying that you should rise from the bed. Next song is again very famous from Cymbeline, Fear No More the Heat of the Sun. This song is famous because it is sung over the dead bodies. So the writer has taken a theme of futility, existentialism in this song. That's why it is famous. And I will read it. I will just sing one or two lines, but read it the whole in front of you. Fear no more the heat of the sun. Fear no more the heat of the sun, nor the furious winter's rages. Means why to fear? All these hardships of life. Thou thy worldly task hast done, because you are dead now, so your worldly task is over. Home art gone. Home is gone, and taken thy wages. Golden lads and girls all must, as chimney sweepers, come to dust. This is the line which Virginia Woolf, took for that particular existential work to the lighthouse. I read it again. Golden lads and girls all must, as chimney sweepers must to dust. Whether you are rich or poor, ultimately you all will die. So somewhere, don't you think, like the elegy written in Country Churchyard, that elegy written by Thomas Gray, that famous the theme of humanity somewhere lies in this song also. Fear no more the frown of the great. Don't fear, don't compromise with the anger of the people, the bosses of yours. Fear no more the frown of the great. Thou art past the tyrant's stroke, because you are dead now. And tyrant, जिसको tyrant भी बोलते हो आप लोग, अब उसके stroke आपका कुछ नहीं बिगाड़ सकते. Care no more to clothe and eat. To thee the reed is as the oak. Reed का मतलब बांसुरी, flute. Oak के पेड़ पे, on the tree of oak, when the branch grew on the tree, but now it is no more on the branch because you have made it a flute now. So to thee the reed is as the oak. Our second meaning of this line is that the music and the fun and frolic of this life is of no importance to you now, because you are dead. The scepter, learning, physique must all follow this and come to dust. Fear no more the lightning flash, nor the all-dreaded thunderstone. Fear not slander, censure rash. Thou hast finished joy and moan. All lovers young, all lovers must consign to thee and come to dust. No exorciser harm thee. Exorciser means someone who takes out ghosts from you. No exorciser harm thee, nor no witchcraft charm thee. Ghost unlaid forbear thee. Nothing ill come near thee, because you are dead now. Nothing ill will come to thee. Quiet consummation have, and renowned be thy grave. So this is a very famous song. I assign this task to everybody. Go and write this song in your copy, in your notebooks. Another song is from The Winter's Tale. When Daffodils Begin to Peer. The title of the song is When Daffodils Begin to Peer. When daffodils begin to peer, with hey, the doxy over the dale, why then comes in the sweet of the year, for the red blood reigns in the winter's pale. This line is famous. For the red blood reigns in the winter's pale. That winter means the bad times are there, but still the red color of the blood, which means the vivacity, the love for life, it always flows in us. So it means when the hardships are there, hard times are around, like Corona is around, still life thrives. Okay. The white sheet bleaching on the hedge with hay, the sweet birds, oh how they sing, doth set my pugging tooth on edge. For a quart of ale is a dish for a king. This line is famous. For a quart of ale, ale means wine, is a dish for a king. The lark that tira-lira chants, the lark that tira-lira chants, with hay, the thrush with the jay, and are summer songs for me and for my aunts, while we lie tumbling in the hay. It means nothing is important when we die. Next is the world famous song which has been asked in this net exam. I think this is favorite of the people who set questions. Full fathom 5, thy father lies. This is from The Tempest. You know that Ariel sings this song. Full fathom 5, thy father lies. Oh, his bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes. Full fathom 5, thy father lies. But nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Synonyms early sing his knell. Ding dong, hark now I hear dim, ding dong bell. Full fathom 5, thy father lies. So this song is world famous. You should watch this movie. You will find this song being sung there by Ariel. Another song is also by Ariel. It is from The Tempest, the play, the last play where Shakespeare showed his maturity. Where the bee sucks, there suck I. World famous song. Where the bee sucks, there sucks I. In a cowslip bell I lie. Cowslip means flower. There I couch with owls do cry. On the bat's back I do fly. Bat means chamgadar. One bat. On the bat's back I do fly. With summer merrily, merrily, merrily shall I live now, under the blossom that hangs on the bough. So where the bee sucks, there sucks I. There sucked I. This is a world famous line. Okay. So these were the important songs I sang for you. I talked about cross-dressing. I talked about all the other important details also. And tomorrow I'll be talking about the sonnets of Shakespeare. Don't expect that I'll be singing the sonnets. For that I have to do a lot much practice. And that's it for today. Thank you very much. Keep joining us. Keep attending the free lectures and keep sharing it. And those who are newcomers, I promised them on my group, or another group on Telegram, that I would be speaking for the students who are new. देखिए जो बच्चे नए नए ज्वाइन करते हैं, these students are actually wandering because they are coming from different backgrounds, so they don't have much knowledge like what to read, what not to read, and they are befooled by different peoples. So don't consider me a merchant, but it's a very honest suggestion that if a newcomer is there, don't save your money and waste your time, because money is never saved. If we invest on ourselves, that is not a wastage of money. Don't save your money. Join any good teacher. Even I'm not saying like join me. You can join any teacher, you know, whom you consider that he is best or she is best. Join them, but then there must be some, you know, personal communication with the teacher, and that person should be channel is this much only. My YouTube channel, you can search on the same FB page, and suppose you don't, let me give the name, English for Net JRF by Dr. Mukesh Pareek. This is the name of my YouTube channel. Okay, and I come live on at 8 o'clock every evening, most of the time every evening, because yesterday I could not come because of the network problem. So let me speak for 2 minutes for the students who are new. They should not waste their time. And you know, I have seen that, you know, students are becoming, I think, the members of 10 or to 15 groups of at a time. They think like, you know, becoming a member of a group will be helpful. There you can get material or say free PDFs and books. Free PDFs, if free PDFs could have, you know, given you the certificate of this exam, then I think everybody can, you know, win that certificate without hard work. For that you require a teacher. Bina guru gyan nahi. I have sent a quiz of 110 questions, and I have got the answer from a single soul. This means that I am surrounded by very less serious number of students. If you are serious, I bet you will clear JRF in the very first attempt. Okay, so show your seriousness. It does not mean that you join a group or you join a teacher. That does not mean that you will clear exam. To clear this exam, मैंने देखा है, I have seen हजारों students are, you know, are wasting their time and their energy, their money, because they don't know, like, you know, what to do to clear this exam. So select a particular teacher, join, and don't waste your time. History books को read करने से अगर exam clear हो जाता, तो I can show you the recordings of at least 1,000 phones, those who are saying that बॉस हमने साल बर्बाद कर दिए और अब हमने पैसा भी बर्बाद कर दिया है, now you know what to do. So I have no answer for that. You can understand what I want to convey. आप लोगों को ज्वाइन करना चाहिए किसी भी टीचर को, और ज्वाइन करके उससे एसोसिएटेड रहे. मैं अपने बारे में बता सकता हूं दैट इफ यू ज्वाइन माय क्लासेस, यू कैन गेट एसोसिएटेड विद मी टिल यू क्लियर योर एग्जाम. I never say that, you know, once you have come to me and next time, you know, you don't come to me because, you know, I've already taught you. It is not, because teaching means a lifelong process. Even after clearing your exam also, during your PhD, my students are associated with me even during their PhD. Their guides are someone else, you know, but, you know, they take indirectly whole guidance from me. I'm not saying I'm a great person, but simply I'm saying that, you know, I have put my heart and soul in this exam, and I have proved myself 14 times, 3 times for JRF including, and for sets innumerable times. So I'm the right source. You can join me, you can come to me, and save your time, because time is money. Okay, thank you very much.